Yeah, welcome and welcome back. We should be online as always. If you are watching, then please just give me quickly a feedback in the chat that the visuals are okay, that the audio is okay. I have all my green lights on there, so it should be fine. Give me a second, then I can follow it even here. Obviously, the mood mug is filled, with the good mood stuff. And today we will have grow your tools, grow your libraries, because I'm pretty sure that you know your libraries and you know your tools. So, today is a very special stream to me because I will talk about bunker samples, and Nikolai is really a great guy, and he is the main sponsor of our ongoing Christmas and holiday medley collab, if you will. I'm doing it together with Chris Houston from Implied Music, and Nikolai was so nice to hand out some licenses of his libraries, and funny enough, I bought them. Yeah, 2 or 3 years back, I saw his walkthrough, and I saw then a video even by a guy named Nathan, and I was so convinced about this sound, I fell in love with it. I bought the Bunker Strings Volume 2, and then, yeah, as YouTube and live and everything kicked in a little bit, forgot about it. Then I got in contact with Nikolai, and he was so nice then to hand out the Bunker Strings, even the Volume 1, and lately even the Iremia, his wonderful, wonderful solo Viola, intimate Viola library. And yeah, I wrote even a demo track, and I'm really happy that he accepted it as an official demo. And what he did a lot with Iremia, apart from the fact that he had a microphone within the instrument, and this sound is really, really special. We will hear it in a second. He was working a lot with the sordino. If you never saw a sordino, this is how it looks like. This is just a rubber thing that you can place on the bridge of the violin or the viola whatsoever, and then the strings, they can't vibrate the way that they normally would, so it's just muting. In Italian, sordino. It's just, muting the sound. Uno che è sordo non sente, someone that is sordo, he can't hear. And yeah, what's really amazing, look in the chat, we do have Nikolai in the chat, so if you have questions for him, now is the very right moment to ask them directly, because I'm always so happy if I do have a developer in the chat, because they can answer all your questions. Nikolai, thanks a lot even for taking the time, because I know that you are in a very special place at the moment, and I think you gave me the okay that I can talk about it. Nikolai at the moment is recording his actual sample library. He's in this studio at the moment, chatting for sure on the cell phone whenever he can. And he was even so nice to send me a video of the process, and I suggest we quickly will have now a look at that video. I will put on even the headphones so I can hear the audio too. And yeah, this is what they're doing at the moment. Okay, no, sorry, you can't see it, obviously, because I still have the blubbering screen on. Just a second, I will share my MacBook screen with you. So there you are, now you can see it better. Finished already, actually, in a bar now. So yeah, that's the video he sent from the studio where he's recording at the moment his newest library. Sounds amazing. Yeah, look at this. I think you have seen how many microphones there even are involved. And yeah, one thing that I absolutely love, and we will talk about it, about the Iremia, the Viola library. There are many microphones. If you go on the Iremia, just the main, I will go to the main page. Here you see there are 5 microphones. There is the inside microphone, and that's the craziest sound of all. Then there's the super close, the close, the mid, and the far. You can mix them as you want, but, and I love this feature, I will show it to you. Let's just play the sound. I have the expression, the dynamics down. That's the sound, and then there is an effects page where you can choose, the delay and the reverb. The reverb, I just will leave it as is. And what's so pretty cool, you do have the 5 microphones. I will just solo the inside microphone. Listen to this. I'm pretty sure you never heard a stringed instrument, from that side. And then obviously if I will solo the far microphone, then that's the sound that we are normally used to hear it from a certain distance. But what I wanted to show you, I will solo again the inside microphone. You have here the possibility for that microphone to dial in the reverb or the delay. I will dial in a little bit of reverb. But only on that inside microphone. So if I play all of them now, there's the reverb. But only on the sound of the inside microphone, and that gives it such a fragile, reverb. I love it because it's just, it's not the whole sound like if you would be in a church or something. No, it's just that microphone. Wonderful. Then yes, bunker samples. They came out with their, I have the version 2 of volume 1 of the bunker strings, where there is even this beast, this green one. And that's even very cool because this is the synth part of it. There are other libraries out there, especially one comes to my mind, where even the strings go a little bit more in the synthy direction. What's always nice to see, and I wrote it in the description of this live stream, who started those things. Once in a while it's interesting because maybe the bigger companies having way more money then are way faster to push out an idea, even if this idea was born by someone else. And this is why I wrote that bunker strings is the mother of all apertures. And I leave it to you now to figure out what precisely I mean with this. I would just like to show you now quickly here the synth, what we can do with those. And there's always written here, this is just a celestial pad. So you can hear that it comes from strings, distant pad. You have on the mod wheel the morph function. There's the distorted pad. The reverse texture, the sticks in space. Listen to this. You morph in the second layer. And I can't even remember how I made these sounds. I can imagine. I'm very honest. I forgot about bunker strings. I said it at the very beginning, and then yeah, I think it was last year when we got in contact, when I rediscovered them, and since then I'm using them a lot. And I haven't even discovered this until this morning. It wasn't this morning, it was after lunch, because this morning I was lucky enough to have good weather, so I was cutting and splitting some wood. Then I watched a video of yours where I saw those, and I love them. I love them. And normally for those things I use another library, but this is just great the same. Listen to this. Oh. Okay, but this is not the heart of bunker strings. This is just another nice to have feature, but I love it. Okay, so yeah, bunker strings. It started all about bunker strings 1, and what was the very clever idea that Nikolai had with bunker strings? It was the fact that there is a density slider which is mapped to the mod wheel, but contact, right click, and then learn MIDI CC. With the density slider, you can change the density from, in this case, 3 players playing up to 9 players. And that's amazing. And as I know, there wasn't anything like this before. Now, yes, there are others. And as I said, a big company with a lot of marketing budget can then pump in enough money to say, oh, we have something which, wasn't really their idea. Let me read a little bit in the, mostly delays, reverse, distortion, really nice sounding. I bought that Viola. Yeah, that Viola, we will talk about it. We will even write some music with it. And I guess I should do more sound design patches with my strings. Nikolai, in my opinion, yes, because they are nice to have. They are really nice to have. If you have something, at least to my ears, that comes from a natural instrument, and you can still tell it's not only synth. It's synth, but there is still this nature in it. By the way, I would like to try something during this live stream for the very first time. I would like to try, I hope it works, to hand out, to give away 5 free memberships to my channel, worth for 1 month, so you don't have to pay anything even afterwards. It's not that it then just automatically switches to a paying membership, because there are videos on my channel that are only for members, and there will be even more members, the behind the scenes videos, maybe if I talk about projects or how I find projects or whatsoever. So I would like to try in a few minutes just to give away 5 free memberships to my channel. And it will be YouTube then, from what I learned today, it will be YouTube then distributing these memberships to everyone who is in the chat today. And the only thing you have to do, you have to enable yourself to receive gifts. There should be in the chat, if you look, there should be a button, something like allow gifts or something like this. And when I will, just take them myself to hand them out, there should be then even another link where you just say allow gifts. I don't know, it must be a legal issue from YouTube to have this, that you need to allow to receive gifts, because even then I have possibilities once in a while to hand out gifts to you. Or YouTube, they said if someone is interacting a lot with the channel, then YouTube itself might give you something. So maybe just enable those allow gifts from this channel. And so I have here loaded up Bunker Strings 1 Viola Long. And Bunker Strings 1 was, Nikolai, correct me if I'm wrong, was more about, the plucked side of the stringed instrument. It wasn't about, the bowed long textures and stuff like this, where we then have Bunker Strings 2 coming in. And now I will just play the Viola Long on the soft pizzicato tremolo. I have the density slider down, so you hear 3 players. Then you see, as I go up with the density, now we'll play 2 notes. Density down. You see, as the density goes up, and you can even double it. If you double it, then it's from 3 to 9, from 6 to 18. Then you have auto purge, so everything that is not used gets automatically purged from your memory, even if, in my opinion, this library doesn't have a huge memory footprint. I have other libraries where one patch is up to 1 gigabyte. So, but it's a wonderful, very clever function anyhow to have auto purge, especially if you're working like myself, you know, on a laptop or something like this. And exactly. Okay, so I was right on this one, and there are others. There's the loud pizzicato tremolo now. Obviously, you know, all those terms on the strings, they come from the Italian words pizzicato. It's pizzicare, which normally, you know, if you take something like this, or if you do something on the strings, you know, this is pizzicato. If you just take it like this, I prepared something. Yeah. So this is pizzicato. If you do something like this, and he had it here, you know, on the soft, and then even on the loud, and we had before, have I eaten it? No, I don't think so. Yeah, there it is. The sordino, which normally you put on top of the bridge. And this is then, you know, when the strings can't vibrate as they normally would. So this is then pizzicato. I won't play much more because it won't be that nice. So yeah, the loud pizzicato, and then just getting denser. This is so cool if you would like to set accents in your score or something like this. I know the word cinematic is much overused, but this one is, in my opinion, very cinematic because it's perfect for scoring. You know, if you need to guide the emotions within a scene, and then. Fantastic. Then yeah, there's the drumstick tremolo even, and the ricochet tremolo. So then the ricochet. And that's even interesting. There on the viola, I will play 2 notes, density down. Then it's getting more and more intense. Do this on the bass. Do this on the bass. I think you can imagine. There it is. Let's go down. And then dial it in. You see, it's not only getting louder, it's getting denser, it's getting more intense. I absolutely like it. Then, yeah, there's the shorts. It's a wrong name. Sorry, I need to rename this quickly, because if we write a track afterwards, then I would... Just the drumstick shorts, but let's stay a little bit on the viola long. Then we do have from soft to loud on the pizzicato tremolos. That's wonderful. Yes, I'm a little bit with you, and maybe you saw my Black Friday tip video, which I was lucky enough to film it in the airport of Munich with all the aeroplanes behind me. And yeah, this is where I talked even about these, if you will, boutique sample library developers. Because in my opinion, they put most of the time, more detail and more love into the libraries, thinking about things even, you know, out of the box. Like Nikolai with his viola, a microphone within the instrument. Wonderful. Then, pizzicato to ricochet tremolo. How much can I tell with 2 notes? You see, with a library like this, with 2 notes, you can tell your story. And even Iremia, in my opinion, is that library. If you would like to tell your story through sound and through a few notes only, you know, really just let the sound do its thing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Then yes, Bunker Strings 2. Bunker Strings 2 is the one with the boat, with the sustained transitions, and even here we do have divided into 2 groups, if you will. One again with the density slider, where, you know, the density grows, the number of player grows, and the second one is then where you get from one articulation to another one. For example, you get from the sul tasto pulses to the octave pulses. What does that mean? That's just a second. I will switch back to the big camera. So that's a violin, as you know, and then, you know, there's the bigger violin, and then there's the big violin and the huge violin. Some call them the contrabass and then the cello and stuff like this. And normally with the bow, you play here. This is normally where the bow is used to play. This is even why you have here then the sound reflecting and everything. And this one, where the player goes with the fingers, this one is called la tastiera. La tastiera, like the tastiera, the piano whatsoever. But if you go with the bow over the tastiera, this is then called sul tasto. When they play here, the sound gets a lot softer. Because, you know, you bow it here, you don't bow it where it's meant to be. And then there's the opposite side. This is called the ponticello, the bridge. And if you go with the bow close to the ponticello, the sound gets harsher, the sound gets more nasal, a little more aggressive even, if you will. And but so cool that, you know, once you have this and once you learn this, then you even know, what exactly, sul tasto means and sordino means and all those terms. And yeah, we will start here. There are the super sul tasto pulses, and I will go down the expression. I will go with the expression up, but I will start the density slider down. See, now we have more players. We dial it down. We have less players. The sound is way more fragile and it gets way more rich as we come up with the density slider. And even here you do have the 2 round robins. You can double. You can have all the 2 round robins, which aren't really round robins. It's the same sample, but triggered slightly sooner or later. When from the other, then you do have the double density slider, and even here you do have the auto purge, and you do have the velocity control. Means how hard you press the note determines where everything starts. So just 2 notes with the expression and the density playing here on my Nano Control 2. This is what I fell in love with when I heard it the first time, those pulses. Then there's another very cool articulation, the octave pulses, where, if I remember well, half of the players play in an octave and the other half plays an octave above. And even here with expression and density. Then we do have the normale to tremolo bursts, or the sul ponticello, and there now you will hear the difference between the normalo position of the bow or the sul ponticello position. Okay, this was the normale, and now listen to the sul ponticello. You see how the sound changes? Then there was one where it gets the plectrum tremolo. And then here you get from the sul tasto pulses to the octave pulses through the density slider. I have the expression up so you can hear it right away, and then this is just, you know, the sul tasto, and then you see I blend in the octave. This is so incredible. If I now use even the expression, yeah, exactly. A little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay on this. And what's cool about bunker strings, it was recorded really actually in a Second World War bunker. So the sound is pretty dry. There isn't much of and baked in echo. And I like it. I like it. You can use it even for Nordic stuff if you'd like to have this some call it frozen sound. Or you put in, yeah, for the extreme, you put on black hole and then... Then we have here the sul tasto pulses into the plectrum tremolo. You see there are the pulses, and then I love those libraries. I love those libraries where you can, you know, do those stuff. And I'm already, yeah, we will hit record in a second. We will hit record really in a second. Sul tasto pulses into bursts normale. This means they go from the sul tasto position to the normal position, and they get from these pulses into bursts. And again, with two notes, I can tell a story only by switching from the one articulation to the next. It's a beast. This library is a beast. If you take the little time you might need to understand it and to learn it. Bursts normale, bursts sul ponticello. This for sure is a very interesting articulation, which, by the way, tell me. I think you would like to see this. You don't want to see me big time. Just tell me. I can switch then the... No, you didn't see. I just went here through the articulations, which, by the way, are key switchable. You know, you can even use key switches. Normally, I use key switches a lot because it saves you tracks if you have the possibility. I have even videos where I'm telling why I used two separate tracks and I didn't go for key switches. Maybe because I was using different microphone positions or stuff like this. But if you can, then just remain on one track and then go through the various articulations that you need with key switches. So you see how the sound gets more scratchy, more nasal sul ponticello. And the last one is bursts sul ponticello into plectrum tremolo, and even this one I'm pretty sure is cool to tell a story. Wonderful. I suggest we just record something. We just record something with this. I would like to have. What will we do with the? What will we do with the violins? Sul pasto pulses into octave pulses. Oh, we do have even the viola. I do love the viola. Let's. Sorry, just a second. Davide, grande. Oh, mi fa piacere che ci sei. Grazie. Yeah, I will start with the viola here. Just I'm just so not sure what to do with this one. If I will. No, let's do this. Let's get into the bursts. Yeah, something like this. We will start with the viola, and first off, we will lay out quickly a something with the piano. I just used accent here, very basic sound, the triple P mix, because you know it. If you want, you have the full mix. But I will remain with the triple P mix here. Something like this, quickly, a piano track underneath, and then we will do something with the viola, with the violins, and then we will get into Iremia and have some maybe melody or some simple notes played on top with the viola. As simple as that. And then problem is always during the streams that I have only one screen and I'm not used to it. So the viola long we had, right? Where I wanted the birth, but I'm thirsty. Just a second. Okay. Obviously, I hope you can see it. I have 2 candles on. It's only 1 week to Christmas, and I hope that you all are already working on your participation of our Christmas medley collab. And we do have lots of prizes this year, and Bunker Samples is our main sponsor. So you have the chance, if you participate, there will be the Wheel of Fortune to win a license, or for the Bunker Strings 2, or the Bunker Strings 1, or the viola, or whatsoever. So yeah, just do it. Just do it. As easy as that. Yeah. Maybe I should play something. Maybe I should play something and not only watch the screen. Yeah, I went a little longer. Sorry, I just fell in love with the sound. So here we'll do something with the violins. Should we go for the octaves, or should we go even here for the bursts? Or for the... Yeah, maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. No, this one. The sul tasto into the plectrum tremolo. There aren't many libraries that allow you to do something like this, in my opinion. There isn't any... I hope you can see it. No, you can't, because there is me. You have to believe me on this. There isn't any external plugin, reverb, filter whatsoever. This is out of the box. So human, so fragile, so special. Maybe because there isn't any reverb or plugin on it, sounds really like they're playing a little bit in front of you. Then yes, you would have the stereo width, you would have the stereo panning and those things. I'm not even going into those details. And let's check out a little bit Iremia. Iremia, just look at that list of articulations on the main instrument. If you open up Iremia, I would like to show you here, you get the intimate viola, you get the consordino into normale. We talked about before what consordino is, so there you have the possibility, which in live would never ever be possible, to slide from a consordino articulation into a normale articulation, because as I showed you before, let's do this quickly again on the big camera. You know, this is the normal viola or violin, and this is the sordino that you have here on the bridge, okay? And it would be, in real time, you would need, you know, to play, and as you play, someone taking off this one. So this is what we said before about the boutique sample library developers. They come up with those ideas. Then we have the dynamic sustains. We do have the main, which is this one, and then there are the swells, and even the swells are pretty cool. They aren't really time synced to your bars, because me personally, I'm a big fan. If you think about Pandora or Gravity 2 or stuff like this, symphonic destruction, where you can have your swells or your downers or your risers, everything time synced to your bars, but they are anyhow timed in seconds. So you can easily work around, because even in the demo track that I wrote, and I hope that within this evening or tomorrow I can make the video how I wrote that demo track, I used those swells, and I think I had tempo of, I don't remember, and I just divided it, you know, into the seconds that I needed, and then I had the swell where I needed it precisely to end and stuff like this. So let's play quickly something like consordino into normale, and maybe a triple P sustain note. You see, that's the full sound, and that's the sordino sound. And you just change here with the dynamic. Then you have even expressions for even more volume control, and then here there are the 5 microphones, and really the inside microphone is probably my favorite. Because the sound didn't even develop really. You don't hear the string sound that you can hear, for example, here on the far microphone. This is how you normally hear it. I mean, this is obviously, this is triple P. Sustain P, maybe we can quickly, maybe this one. This is how we normally hear the sound as we are some meters distant from the player. But if you go into the inside, it's a complete different sound. Then yes, there is the super close. There's a lot of bow noise, because even the bow obviously scratching over the strings, because this is what the bow is doing, you know, it's just scratching on top, and this is what starts to make them vibrate. You can hear it. Then there is the close microphone. This one sounds very intimate, but it is already a sound that you would assign to a viola. And then yes, there's the mid microphone and the far microphone. You can mix them as you want, and as I said before, and I love this feature, you do have the effects page where you do have the delay and the reverb. I just leave it as is, but on the microphones down here you have the reverb send and the delay send. So I put on the reverb send only on that inside microphone, okay? So I have it on this one. Only on this one, not on the others. The others are all turned down. And if we now play that violin, I maybe take off the far microphone to have this very close, very intimate sound. You see, there is the reverb, but the reverb is not on the whole sound. It's a very fragile, very thin reverb. Because it's only on that microphone. Very clever. Very clever. Really very clever. And yeah, let's do something. Let's do something with this. This is this is the switches. This one. Okay, maybe I overdid it a little bit. Okay. And the main instead, the main instrument instead, there are the vibrato pulses normal, and then you have expression and dynamics as you have with every string library. Or the bow pulses. And you have the bow pulses normale, which is just normally played, or with the con sordino, and then here you have the triple P, the double P, the P, the sustained cons. Okay, now that I'm talking about it, I'm realizing you do have the sustains. Con sordino means muted triple P. This is at the very edge of silence, to be honest. I hope you can hear it over YouTube, what I hear under my headphones. You hear the bow as it moves. Wow. Okay, con sordino pulses. Vibrato pulses. Okay, I switch off the far microphone and let's just go on top what we already have with the viola. Yeah, maybe The violins are a little too dominant. Yeah, that's just if you play the violin, I think that's part of your DNA. At least the violin players that I know. Wasn't politically correct, but was funny. Yeah, let's listen again. I just dialed down a little bit the violins. Yeah, now we are in a very sad, rainy, foggy autumn mood, I think. But yeah, it's wonderful, really wonderful. So, Iremia, dynamic sustains, even they are worth being mentioned, which obviously you have the ADSR here and stuff like this. There are many details. Maybe it's worth, if you're interested into bunker samples, to watch the videos that Nikolai himself made on his channel, where he really explains everything. By the way, I said I wanted to give away memberships of my channel. I will try this now. So I'm here, Mitgliedschaft verschenken. Okay, I will give away 5 memberships now, and you should see this in the chat. And as I said before, the only thing you need to do is you need to enable that you want to receive gifts or presents or Geschenke or Regali or however YouTube will call it then. It's the very first time that I do it. It's a very new feature that they implied that I can give away free memberships for 1 month. It's valid for 1 month, so you can see, you know, what I have in my channel behind the scenes only for members. And then if you think, wow, that's worth supporting, then you can buy a membership, but you don't have to. So I hope it's true, because this is what YouTube stretched out. This is just 1 month, and then it cancel it by itself, so it doesn't, you know, transform into a paid membership. So don't be afraid. Okay, it's processing. Okay, it's telling in the live chat now that I'm giving away those 5 memberships. So now you have the possibility to get them. And it's even what YouTube said. What YouTube said, you have the possibility then, if you accept it, you won't, you know, only get from my channel, but it looks like YouTube itself is checking who is active in live chats and who is using this, and even from YouTube, then there should be something. This is what they told, you know, in their creators newsletter. And if you are one of the lucky 5 persons now that got a free membership, then you should have now access even to some custom icons that I created for the live chat. Something like, you know, beer and more beer and stuff like this. It won't be a drinking game, okay? And I won't get drunk, don't worry, because, you know, that's not enough to get Bavarian guy drunk. And let's get back to Iremia. We have here the sustain normale, triple P to double P to P, triple piano to double piano to piano. And yeah, let's just play it. Okay, I will have the expression up and the dynamic slider. The mod wheel should do this magic. That's a triple P. I said even this at the very beginning. Now we have the sustain con sordino triple P double P, eh? Yeah, and no one told me that I should go back to this view now. Cool. And then we have the sustain super con sordino. If I remember well the video of Nikolai, you know, what I have as a sordino, he calls it a super sordino. The sordino he has is slightly smaller. The one that I have is even called a practice sordino. So if you practice the violin, it can get pretty easily on the nerves of who is surround you. So this is a practice sordino, really damping down the sound, like the piano when you have the third pedal in the middle that you can attach down. You have the piano then not that loud. Me when I lived in Munich with my piano, I needed to do this quite often when I was practicing, because I had a very itchy neighbor at that time. Yeah. Thank you. You like to see me. Thank you. But I think you're even more interested in seeing the interview, the interface. I need to switch quickly the camera. By the way, this is the flute. This is the famous flute that I played last year on Christmas in the house of my grandparents at Law, where they have an open fireplace. And of course, I'm not a flute player, so it was horrible what I played. But my daughter Rebecca quickly showed up. She threw it out of my hands and into the fireplace. we said she should take it from me, but she just took it a step further, threw it into the fire, and yeah, it survived. It survived. You see, it's slightly burned. It has a horrible smell now. If you play it, and it doesn't really play anymore that good. So the low notes don't come out. As you go up, then yes, you can hear something. It might has to do because even the ceiling got burned, completely dried. I will try to fix it because I would like to use this one maybe for my Christmas collab entry. And someone in the and it made me laugh so hard in the comments of a video just wrote that this is the Phoenix out of the ashes, the Phoenix flute from hell or something like this. But yeah, I have it here because yeah, it's even a very nice memory of that day last year. And my wonderful daughter coming with really crazy ideas. And you should sample it and call it flute fire. Yeah, something like this. And yeah, there is a project already. There is a project already with this flute to maybe make a sample library. Yeah, you will see. You will see. Someone contacted me like, hey, can I sample that flute for you? And we will see. We will see. So what I would like to do now, just as I said, you know, these notes, they are so beautiful to tell a story all by themselves. What I would like to do now is just do something with the Viola from Bunker Strings 2 and the Iremia, just having the strings and a very few notes tell a story. Maybe even on this one we mute the far microphone, the mid one. No. Like this. Yeah, with bunker samples. Nikolai, are you up for this? the Phoenix flute from hell. Or the flute on fire or whatsoever. Let's see. Let's start. Maybe let's start with the chords, which I won't really play chords. Maybe I will just play the fifth, so you can't tell. And what do we choose here? Tremolo bursts, no. Plectrum tremolo, no. Yeah, this one. The sultasto pulses into octave pulses, and I will play only the fifth. So, yeah, sure. Yeah, Nikolai, would be. I think it might be a fun project. The problem is the one that I never made a sample library myself, but I can imagine the amount of time it only takes to work on the samples itself, leave alone the programming of the interface and everything. So I think the quickest part is just recording the notes, and then there are hours and hours and days of work. But we will see. I mean, I'm up to those fun things always. And yeah, I'm so sorry. It was a very busy year because we wanted to make, and we will do it, because my father-in-law, who lives 1 kilometer down the hill, the mountain, he has a big farm, and he has obviously all the machines that you can imagine. And we have a video in mind with Rebecca, even then, with strings over the edge of silence. And we didn't make it until today to record, to film that video, but it will be lots of fun to have that video, then how to make strings. And Nikolai, you will learn something from this for sure, how to make a string library over the edge of silence. Be prepared. Yeah, as soon as I brought in the third, this was just vague. It wasn't accorded. You couldn't tell if it was minor or if it was major. As soon as I brought in the third, then it was clear this was a major chord. Maybe it's too loud. We will see then. And let's take the Iremia. We will then mix it afterwards. Yeah, it was already way too much. It was already way too much. So to be honest, we have to bring them down a lot. But it wasn't even what I had in mind. Yeah, now the Viola breathes. So I really hope I can show you how wonderful those three libraries. I know the bunker samples, they have even other libraries. They don't have only the string libraries, but I love them. And then I fell in love, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I would need to check with the bunker strings too for that sound. And I only had by now, the single instruments. We had the violins, we had the viola, we had the bass. Even the bass on this one is amazing. It's a beast. Let's go with the bursts. That's haunting, isn't it? And even here the sul. Wow. This is really in a very positive way. In a very positive way. This is something like, please make it stop. One note. One note. Wonderful. Wonderful plectrum tremolo. And even here, yes, that's a nice one on this one. The octave pulses then coming in. And what I didn't show that obviously apart from the single instruments, which is always good if you can choose from the violins and the violas, and this stuff, bunker strings, 2 instruments, the cello, I didn't, you know, maybe my favorite instrument, the cello. Let's go quickly into the cello, and then I would like to show you another thing. Yes. I think you get the idea by now what you can do with this one. Yeah. You do have even the ensemble. You do have the ensemble where simply all the various single instruments are layered together. So now just quickly back to channel 1. And I would like to save this. Maybe then make some short recap of this stream. It's already 1 hour and I'm just getting warm. So now you do have now I would have 3 hands. 3 hands now would be cool, because then yeah, I have to pedal. That's a full string ensemble. Even here, with the octaves, just the bursts. for example, from the sul tasto into the octaves. How can I improvise this? Let's see if I can. Fantastic, fantastic. The sul tasto. You do have the basses here, and the cello and the viola and the violin, everything. Me personally, normally I do prefer, as you've seen it here before, to have them doing their own thing, because I can have here, the viola did this. Whilst the violin did this on a different articulation. And we had Iremia doing this. And then, yeah, everything together. Which, by the way, the interface, I hope you can see it, the interface is so beautiful, because here you do see the strings and the bridge and the tastiera of this instrument. That's so beautiful. Even Iremia with this orange brown, which is just, mostly the color of those stringed instruments. And I think that's it for today. I think we are through. I really hope that I could tease you a little bit about those bunker samples library, if you didn't know them yet, if you don't know them yet, because I'm sure you will have all the string libraries that there are. And maybe you can see it here. There is my external hard drive. This is a 2 terabyte external hard drive, as my MacBook is full, and even this one is already full. And the more libraries you get, even maybe the more pickier you get. The more you heard, the more you played, the more you get into this. Okay, I heard this before, I had this before, and yeah, I'm still coming back to bunker strings, especially the volume 2 for the Texas and everything, because they do have something very special in them for those possibilities, or to use the density, to get them really richer as you play, from a fragile sound to a rich sound, or to get, from one articulation to the other. And yes, if you really, now I really just played in something really quickly. It is a little time consuming, maybe, because, you have to play it in. And then in a second step, you work on all those MIDI curves, for the expression and for the modulation. And I'm saying this in every tutorial I made, and wherever, use those faders, use those knobs, use those possibilities, because this is what makes your music. I mean, we're working with samples, we're working with computers, but this is what gets your music anyhow a little more human, gives it a very special touch. And if you have a library that was recorded with so many details, with such a love for details, then use it, play with it, and the results will be outstanding. Absolutely. And I had, some of you might know it, that there's Valentino, this violinist, and we're working on our first album. The problem is he's always busy. He was now in Los Angeles giving some concerts. Now he's back in Italy. We have theoretically, from the 8th of January, we will be back again in the studio. And so I am in the lucky position to work even with a real, musician and a real stringed instrument. But I managed to fool him. When I played him something with, in this case, there have been the bunker strings even involved, and he nearly got jealous, like, "What? Who played that?" I said, "No, it have been libraries." So yeah, play with those libraries, use those libraries, and I think that's it from my side for today. Make good music always. Thanks for everyone who was in the chat watching this stream. I hope that even 5 of you will be happy now for this 1 month membership, to see what I even have behind the scenes and those videos and stuff like this for the members. And that's it. Nikolai, thanks a lot. First of all, handing out to me the NFR copy of Iremia so I could play with it, I could try it, I could fall in love with it. Thanks even, for sponsoring our Christmas collab. Everyone who isn't already involved in writing something, you still have 1 week of time to come up with your Christmas tune. Send me the video if you don't have a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, then just upload it to your YouTube channel. My ears are getting hot. And send me the link to christmas@martinheidenreichmusic.com. You will be then on the Wheel of Fortune and have the possibility to win one of the fantastic libraries from Bunker Samples. And there are other prizes involved, and it's even a nice thing to bring the composer and even the musician. I remember when I had the Silent Night medley, there was a guy with a wide beard playing his accordion, and he was my idol in that collab. Just in his living room playing the accordion. It's bringing composers and musicians together with those collabs. And yeah, the Christmas prizes, they would be cool, and I'm even looking forward to all the entries to listen to the music. We had this Halloween Hangover Challenge, and it's always so amazing to hear even other composers, other musicians, how they, live music, how they compose music, how they bring their stuff together. And yeah, that's it. Check out Bunker Samples. Really, I hope really this stream could show you a little bit what their libraries are all about, and they are worth their money in gold. Absolutely, in my opinion. I mean, this is only me, and think again about this Aperture thing. Very interesting story if you would like to find out. And that's it. I will close the stream. Thanks again for watching, for listening, and see you soon in the next video or next live stream. Bye bye.